lots of living hinge handbags before, and I really love them, but the one thing that I wish I could improve is the durability of them, because I find myself kind of babying them the times I've ever taken them out because I don't want it to snap. And I have a plan to hopefully add that durability that we're gonna try out today.
This is an old pair of jeans that I have, and word on the street is skinny jeans are out. So we're cutting them up. I'm going down tight to every single seam so that I end up with the largest panels of denim possible. And this is what I ended up with. Next, I'm dumping matte Mod Podge all over an 1/8 inch thick panel of curly maple. We're going for a liberal coating here, and once we have that, I'm rolling a panel of the denim down onto it and then also coating the denim. I'm brushing this all smooth and then letting it dry overnight.
I really like how this feels a lot. I hope it laser cuts okay, but I've laser cut Mod Podge before and it was fine. I've laser cut denim before and it was fine. And then I've laser cut wood all the time. So like in theory, all three together should also be fine, right?
Okay, so to keep this neat in the laser cutter, I'm gonna trim off the excess around the edges. And I'm actually going to be using a new to me laser cutter today. So instead of starting on an experimental material, I'm actually going to do my first cuts on some walnuts. And we're doing a watermelon inspired design today. So this is going to be for the seeds. This laser is the AlgoLaser Alpha MK2 20 watt diode laser cutter. It got through this walnut really, really well, like butter. If anything, I could have probably dialed back my settings. Okay, I'm feeling good, and it's time to tackle the denim material now. I'm getting masking material on both sides of this to give myself the best possible chance at a really clean cut. And I'm also going to go in with the test cut first. The material you'll notice on the test cut is really bowed. That's because the Mod Podge and kind of warped the wood as it dried, but we'll talk a bit more about that later. And the first test cut looked like this. Which is not very good. But I messed with the settings a little bit, which is to be expected, and then got it to look like this. And I'm really happy with this. It laser cuts so well, and I think the denim looks great. I'm feeling confident enough to go in with the final piece. Now, to fit the whole file on this laser bed, I needed to rotate it, which is difficult to line up with the material. So I'm etching the design on a low setting so it just etches the tape to make sure it's lined up before going in for the cut. And here's what the result was. I don't know if it looks familiar, but it's a variation of a citrus handbag design I did a while back. And I'm going ahead and getting all the tape peeled off on just the denim side for now. And then I'm adding some tape yet again to the other side. This is going to serve as a resin mold to fill in the gaps. This design has a magnetic closure, so I'm attaching those magnets now using Starbond 5-minute epoxy. And it's a little bit messy. I overfilled it a little bit, but I kind of figured better a little bit messy but secure. And next I'm going in and positioning all of my little watermelon seeds. I wasn't really sure like how I wanted them, but this is what I came up with. And I'm pressing them down into the sticky tape so that they don't start floating in the resin. And now I'm sealing the grain with a clear coat of resin. This is kind of a boring step, but a very important step in terms of getting a nice looking finished product and making sure that the colors don't bleed into each other, which I'm pouring the colors after the clear has cured. I let it set overnight so it's completely hard, and now I can peel the painter's tape off. Painter's tape, the sticky side of painter's tape, rather, doesn't stick to hardened resin, so it makes for the perfect mold material for doing inlays like this. And I was really happy to see the sneak peek of how the colors contrasted against the bright white curly maple, because that's what the outside of the handbag is actually going to look like. The denim's going on the interior. I sanded the resin inlay until it was nice and flush with the wood, and then wiped it down to get the excess resin dust off. At this point, I peeled off all the tape to see the final laser cut quality. The laser cut was very affected by the fact that the wood ended up bowed because the Mod Podge is wet, which is going to soak into just one side of the wood and make it expand.
It's looking a little crazy. I'll show you.
It's so bowed. But the good news is that the denim did exactly what I was hoping it would, in that it stabilized the living hinge. If this didn't have the denim attached, there's no way the wood wouldn't have cracked in a million places. And it didn't, but I am definitely remaking this. I just clamped the piece of wood overnight after the Mod Podge had hardened, and it seemed to work out a lot better. And then I also kept tape over the living hinge during the resin pour, and then I didn't put the magnets in until after the resin pour because I thought it'd be easier for sanding that way. After that sanding, off camera, I applied a hard wax oil finish. So this one is not the same one that I was working on for the first part of this. But I definitely wanted to show that mess up because I actually think there was a lot of success hiding in it, even though it didn't result in a very good handbag. I got those magnets in again, and the opposite side will have the opposite magnets, and those are getting stitched into the accent leather. So you won't be able to see them, but they'll be there and stick the bag shut. I'm going with white leather and green stitching on this one because I thought it would be cute with the watermelon. And the leather is laser cut as well. It handles really nicely on a laser. Plus the stitching holes end up perfectly lined up. I did a lining for it as well, sewed that together, and then got it stitched into place, and also added a handle to finish it off.
It's so cute.
It's perfect for taking with me to do all of my favorite summer activities.
I'm just gonna go wiggle around town. BRB! Still working on it. But the bag, though.